2 hours later and we made it to Portland, the first stop. Shopping mall. Oregon has 0 sales tax, so we've heard. I don't actually know if it's true. We'll go inside, research, and our plan is to pick up a ton of stuff that is on sale or is a good deal. And then yeah, we'll pick something up for lunch later today. Most of it will be urban hiking today. All right, we're gonna leave you in the car. Take care of yourself, and yeah, we might get some phone footage because our hands will be full, you know. So all right, catch you in a bit.
So for lunch, we decided to go to the Cheesecake Factory because it was just close by and everyone was recommending it.
Sam's never been to the Cheesecake Factory either.
Yeah, and before the food comes out, they give you bread. And there's this brown bread. I don't know what it is. It has like oats on it and stuff, and I really like it. It's like kind of sweet too. We got these southern sliders and we got one main and an appetizer, but it came out to be like a ton of food. So I'm a little nervous as to what the main will look like. Something new. We had too much like steak and beef on this trip, so decided to switch up with some chicken. Nice. Is it hot?
It's good.
Nice.
Chicken's like really crispy.
Honestly, we could have just gotten this and we would have been full.
We were trying to go a little light for lunch, for dinner. We could go a little heavier and try something like fancier or whatever. But I don't know what that's gonna look like.
So the menu at the Cheesecake Factory is so big and kind of overwhelming because it's so big and we're very indecisive. So we decided just to get this chicken Madeira because it says on the menu that it's their most popular chicken dish. Chicken with mashed potatoes and asparagus and mushroom.
We finished our shopping and now we're downtown Portland. It's our first time in here.
We're trying to make our way to the waterfront park and we're so tired, so we brought our picnic blanket and we're planning to find some shade and sleep. We picked our spot. Nice place for people watching and kind of secluded. Are you napping?
It's hard to nap when you're in a new city and you gotta take it all in.
You like the people watch?
Yeah, very unique. We heard that Portland has a unique vibe to it. Kind of like a Tofino situation where people dress uniquely and very hipstery. I've not really seen it. On a Sunday, Portland is very quiet. Like the cities, there's like not much traffic. Like there's maybe some people at the park, but a lot of shops and things are closed.
Decided to do another touristy thing here in Portland, which is to visit the Powell City of Books, and it's apparently the world's largest bookstore. I think, have to fact check, but it's a very big bookstore and it covers like a whole city block.
Want to provide you guys with one very helpful travel tip. We realize that when you come to the States, a lot of things post-COVID is you need to use credit card because some places just don't accept cash. It's like not sanitary, whatever. We picked up a preloaded credit card and it takes about 24 hours to activate, so they say, but I'm sure you can try using it afterwards. And there's a small activation fee that you pay. With that, it allows you to use it like a normal credit card, so which is helpful. For example, like our parking garage only accepts credit card, and if you don't want any foreign transaction service fees on it, then this is a pretty decent way to go.
We ran into a few stores too that only accepted credits. We
drove up to Pitcock Mansion and...
It's Pitcock. Pittock Mansion.
We drove up to Pittock Mansion, and along the way up there were some signs giving some facts about the people who lived here, and it's pretty funny, which maybe at the time it was serious and stuff, but it was like, oh yeah, the guy hiked up the mountain like 4 times and he lived in the house with like 9 other people, and I was like, bruh, have you seen the living cost nowadays? Like 3 generations live in the same house. It's pretty funny. But yeah, anyways, let's go tour the place.
This place has a very nice view of Portland because it sits on top of like this mountain or hill thing, and there's a lot of people here just relaxing and picnicking, which is super fun. So we're sitting up at the Pittock Mansion, and we thought it would be the perfect place to eat our voodoo donuts. The first one we got was a hibiscus flavor, which was recommended by the cashier. And this was the one I wanted to try too because it was pink and beautiful and had chocolate sprinkles. Oh my gosh, look how big it is. The donut is super soft and fluffy. The icing is the hibiscus flavor and it tastes very good. And it's not too sweet actually. This one is grape, and it was also recommended by the cashier. Oh wow, the grape flavor is very strong, like grape soda. I like this one a lot. It's very unique and pretty too.
This one is the blueberry. It looks very similar to a Tim Hortons donut. It's kind of like the same size as one, but let's see. Kind of tastes like a Tim Hortons blueberry muffin, but in a donut form. It's very soft. It's good. I like it. And the coating on it is not very thick either. Just the perfect amount. This one is called The Dirt. Their naming convention is pretty funny, actually. They had some other ones that were like pretty inappropriate, but kind of funny. So this is like an Oreo that's like crushed and crumbled on top, covered with like icing. So you really can't go wrong with this. It's a very heavy donut, so. And kind of sweeter than the others. Throughout the trip, we were kind of craving something like warm and like soupy and like noodly based, and so we decided we weren't too hungry, and ramens typically don't have huge portion sizes, so we were like, let's give it a shot. So we're at Maritaki, Makuturi.
Try again.
Macaroni. We're at Marikute.
No.
Marikute. We're at Marikute, and it was really highly rated, and it's also on our way out of the city, and because where we're staying tonight is not here. So let's see the food when it gets here.
Was very yummy.
Yeah. Wow, nice song. Yeah, the ramen was like definitely hit the spot. Good times. The only criticism I had was it only had 1 piece of meat, but we weren't looking to be filled up too much, so back on the road.
Good morning. It is day 4 of our trip. We're in Cascade Locks, which is east of Portland, and there are lots of beautiful waterfalls here. We were driving here in the dark at night yesterday, and even in the dark, so many waterfalls on the side of the road. Near our hotel, there's this beautiful bridge called Bridge of the Gods. It used to be a natural bridge. They have a mural of it painted, but this natural bridge collapsed.
They replaced it with a man-made one.
Yeah, I don't know if they replaced it or if it was they built it at the same time it was there. But then after it collapsed, they conveniently had an alternative bridge. But anyway, you have to pay a toll to drive across the bridge because you're crossing from Oregon into Washington. But if you're walking like we are, you don't have to pay.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Working on it.
Yo, this is scarier than the CN Tower glass floor, man. There's like no floor and we're standing over the Columbia River.
While almost getting hit by trucks.
How are you feeling?
Not great. This is very scary. The holes are very big and the water is very high. We're very high and it's very windy and it's very scary.
And there's lots of trucks. Oh my god.
Whenever a car passes or a truck, everything like rumbles a little bit, so that's a little bit unnerving.
Yeah.
But it's free and it's nice.
The views are good.
The views are good.
You did it.
That was the worst. Rather just get the drone up there and get some beautiful footage.
You could do that as well. The beautiful Wakleyla Falls, and on the way here to the Wakleyla Falls there was also another very beautiful waterfall that we were able to get so close to. So pretty here. It
was a very short walk. It was only about like 1 mile, so a few kilometers.
Yeah, exactly. So very, very worth it.
After finishing the Wakleyla Falls, we saw a hatchery and we're like, oh, that looks kind of cute. And like some of the other hatcheries in BC that we've been to are pretty like small and underwhelming and don't actually attract a lot of tourists. But like this one, like the gardens are kept really nice. There's even a gift shop. There's a sturgeon viewing area and we're gonna go see some fish.
Follow the sturgeon.
The thing looks like a shark. I don't know what a sturgeon looks like, but it looks like a shark.
We just saw this pond and we're like, oh, we wonder if we could see stuff here.
Turns out you can.
There's actually so many. I could just take a bucket and scoop out some dinner. This is cool. So this little area you can see underwater where the sturgeons are swimming around. These are not sturgeon, but down there, that is a sturgeon.
Looks like a dinosaur.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Look at that one. This is my finger for comparison. Just kidding.
It looks wrong.
According to this sign, a fish about this big, which is like the ones in the tank here, they're about 25 years old. Oh my gosh! It's coming!
It has some stuff growing in its gill or something. It looks like a grandpa.
Anyway, as I was saying, we got distracted. It says that the females don't start spawning until they're 20 years old.
Wow, that's like a regular human being. It's also fun that this place is free, so you just kind of pull over in a parking lot and just walk around.
We have to get to our next destination. Second waterfall of the day is Multnomah Falls, super popular falls, and there's a huge parking lot area right here and you can see it from the parking lot. So coming here you can tell that Multnomah Falls is way more touristy than Wakleyla Falls. There's so many people, there's a gift shop, a restaurant, a cafe,
and parking spots
and
for
so many
buses.
Parking spots, bus tours coming here. And even when I was researching on the Multnomah Falls website, there was recommendations to go to Wakleyla Falls instead because it gets overcrowded here. And today is actually the last day of off season. Starting tomorrow we have to register for a time slot to come see the falls. All this walking is making me hungry for some dirt. Our dirt donut. So we're back in Portland after seeing all those cool waterfalls. We're at this place called Sushi Chiyo and it's a conveyor belt sushi place, which I've never been to a conveyor belt sushi place before. It's very neat. Each plate is a different color and the color represents what the item costs. This is so much fun, honestly. We can't stop staring at the conveyor belt. And so far we started off with some lots of greens and white plates. They're like the filling cheap kind because we're just here for a quick snack. And then we also got one of the red plates.
The prices range from like $2.15 all the way up to like $4.25, which is like not bad, but the experience is definitely a lot of fun. I enjoyed watching all of the options go by and just like having to make impulse decisions to like grab it or like leave it. I feel like we just got started and we added up the total and it came out over 20 just so far, and we're like, oh man, it's like appetizer. It can be dangerous just staying here for too long and just racking up a very high bill, but we'll see how we feel.
The zoo!
Yeah, Oregon has a nice zoo, so we decided to go check it out, and it wasn't too expensive to actually come in. It's like $24 plus like $8 for all-day parking.
I was just disappointed I didn't get to see a whale, so I wanted to come here and see more animals.
We saw a sturgeon though.
Yeah,
that's like close enough.
That was the highlight of my day.
Yeah, that was free.
Bears.
Dang, that's the first time we've seen a bear.
Yeah.
We've never seen one on a hike, unfortunately.
Well, that's probably a good thing. When we first got here, the whole zoo was packed full of kids on field trips and things, but now it's like past school time, so the place got a lot quieter, and we even have this whole farm barn area to ourselves, and we can meet all the little animals in peace and quiet.
Two and a half hours later, we drove all the way out to Olympia, which is maybe about an hour away from Seattle. We decided to do this to break up our trip a little bit. For our return, it won't be such a long drive. We're just walking around the city randomly.
And seeing if we can find some dinner.
Yeah.
Turns out in Olympia there is the Washington's oldest seafood restaurant, which is the Olympia Oyster House. So we decided to eat here, and they have a huge beautiful patio with like fairy lights and stuff. It's so cute and it's right on the water, and we're ordering seafood tonight.
Ooh, going big!
Yeah, for our last dinner on our vacation. I think we deserve it.
So our appetizers have arrived. We got the shrimp cocktail with like shrimp and
I don't know what else was
I don't know what that is, but it's like covered in cheese, so it looks like really good. And I think everything on the menu was like very reasonably priced, so I'm super excited about that.
We also got 6 oysters, 3 different kinds, and they were the waitress's top 3 recommendations, but I can't remember what they are.
Oh, they're right here.
Oh.
Zoe, Pickering, and Esteban. I don't know why every oyster has to have a name, but we're not really huge oyster fans, but it's like the oldest seafood restaurant in Washington, so we have to like try it at least, you know? So the 2 sauces that we got was like a cocktail and a
I think one was ginger miso and one was Diablo, which is spicy.
Yeah. Last time we had it in Victoria, we like drenched the whole thing
in sauce
and we couldn't see the oyster at all.
Okay, I'll just put a little bit of sauce. Doop. Doop. Okay, ready? It's like not fishy at all.
Tastes like the ocean, but like a nice ocean breeze, not the ocean seafood market.
Very refreshing.
Maybe this experience will get me into oysters, who knows? That might be dangerous.
No, I don't think so.
No?
It's too fancy for us.
Alright, moving around the circle.
Diablo sauce, the spicy. This one was a bit more salty.
This one definitely tastes different than the one I had before, so that's a good sign. But yeah, it's nice. The flavor is good. Very
slightly
flavorful.
More oceany.
Yeah? It's good.
That one was like creamy.
Yeah, it was. These were all the waitress's recommendations, so
yeah,
good stuff.
She did a good job. Okay, on to the shrimpy stuff. There's so much shrimp here.
It's very beautifully decorated too, because it's sitting on this giant like red cabbage leaf.
Yeah.
We got one entree to split between the both of us, and we chose the Drunken Chef because as we were walking in, we saw someone with this like massive dish that looked like really good. It's a mix of like all kinds of seafood and a side of like brown rice, it looks like. Let's try it out. We just finished eating at the restaurant and the food was like super good. It was a good amount of food. It was not like too much, too little. And I think at this point in our trip, we shouldn't be eating so much because I feel like I'm getting a little bit chubby.
At least we're walking a lot.
Yeah, we've been walking a lot. On this trip, we have a lot of places and a lot of things we'd like to see, and the only thing that we have are our 2 feet. But those 2 feet, when they're walking, are not very fast. So we find that a lot of the things that we're doing on this trip involves running from place to place. And so if I sound out of breath now, it's because we've already run from like the viewpoint all the way back to the restaurant, and we still have a little bit more running to do. So come on, pick up those feet. Let's go.
There's too much to see and not enough time.
All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Our final stop in Olympia was to the government buildings that were built on top of the mountain, overlooking the city. Truthfully, we knew nothing about Olympia before coming here. We thought it was just a small little city in the middle of nowhere. Embarrassingly enough, we had no idea that it was actually the capital of Washington. Enjoy the next clip as we slowly start to put the pieces together.
Is Olympia the capital of Washington? What's the capital of Washington?
Seattle.
Is it?
I feel like it would be Seattle.
Oh, because like, you know how Toronto has the Parliament building because it's the capital of Ontario?
Yeah.
And Victoria has the Parliament building because it's the capital of BC. So maybe Olympia is the capital of Washington.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't have Wi-Fi. Can't fact check. We're in Seattle. Yeah, a different part of Seattle. This is going to be our last leg of the trip before we head home, and we're checking the Space Needle and that area out, and then grabbing lunch and quickly leaving. So not much on the agenda today.
Yes, Riley's been here before, but it's my first time. Show me around, Mr. Tour Guide.
Last time I came, the Space Needle was like under construction and it was like all tarped up. But like finally, I guess, I don't even know when it was completed, but it is uncovered and it looks spectacular. We decided not to go into the Museum of Pop Culture because we have no culture or pop, so we don't really understand it. But we went into the gift shop just for kicks and giggles. The architecture is very, very nice.
There's nothing. Dinner time.
We headed out of the Seattle Center and like around the Space Needle, across the pond, and we're on our way out of town. We hit up a poke place on our way home. Also next door, there's this really cute Taiwanese dessert type restaurant, and we picked up a few taiyakis.
We're going to try the taiyaki first while they're nice and hot.
We got 3 flavors. One was red bean and custard, and then we got a boba milk tea one.
Nice and hot.
Which one's that one?
I didn't get the filling yet, but the outside is great.
I like the fact that they use the puff pastry. It's very like crispy.
The filling, oh, that hits the spot. Red bean.
Red bean's really good. It's like the filling's not too sweet.
This one's the most unique one. Bubble milk tea. There's real pearls inside.
It's kind of intense, yo.
And the pearls are great.
Oh wow. I really like this.
Very strong milk tea flavor.
Yep.
And the boba is soft.
Still soft and chewy, but oh, that is so good.
Yum, yum, yum,
My favorite out of all the 3.
Yum, 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 yum. For lunch, we got Hiroshi's poke. I wanted to go here because all the Google reviews said it was very good, and then the portion size are super generous.
I believe it. This thing is so heavy. I kind of got like a little bit of everything in there. Got like ginger, got like some crab, got, I don't know why there's like macaroni and cheese, and some seaweed salad, some microgreens, almost everything. And then the sauce is like a spicy mayo and like a Japanese sauce.
I pretty much did the same thing, except I didn't see the microgreens.
Yeah, it wasn't really labeled, and like the container was small, but you can try some.
Apparently poke culture is very big in Seattle. I didn't know that. The macaroni salad is good.
Oh yeah? Yeah, macaroni salad doesn't fit with the bowl, but it tastes good by itself. Each one of these bowls was about $11. That's really reasonable. And this will fill you up more than like a Subway.
I'm so full. The portions were so big.
Even I didn't quite finish it. I think also because of the taiyaki that we had before the actual meal. Right now we're heading back to Vancouver. It'll be a little bit of a long drive, maybe like 2.5 hours. Thanks for joining us as we explore 2 different states. So it's been a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the road trip and the different experiences as much as we did. And until next time, peace.